What is going on, guys? Dark Gaming here. The gameplay you'll see in the background is gameplay I got a couple of days ago, leveling up my Ash Prime on the Dark Sector Survival on Neptune, I believe it was. Maybe Neptune, maybe Pluto. I don't remember which one of the two. With a 45-minute run, I got a pretty good amount of XP on it. Now, where have I been for the last 4 or 5 months? The only excuse I can really give you is that I've been busy. And that's basically it. I had so much things I had to take care of that I just couldn't get around to edit my videos or even upload them, for a matter of fact, because I just couldn't find the time to do so. And by the way, if you couldn't tell already, I'm sick. It's pretty bad, but I'll get over it. So if I sniffle or cough a little bit during the video, forgive me. I'll try to keep it to a minimum, but probably will happen a couple of times. But let's get on with it. I'm not just gonna sit here and tell you guys I've been doing this and this and this and this. I don't think that's gonna be of much importance. What matters most, I believe, is that I'm back, and I'm gonna try and get some videos out there. Now, I'm just gonna put this out there. My mic issue has not been resolved. I'm most likely gonna get a new mic in order to record better videos, but until then, I'm most likely just gonna be recording the standard way with the PlayStation mic. It's awful quality, I know, but can't help it. I don't have anything better right now since my previous mic died on me, and that's basically what there is to that. Now, the rest of the video, it's mostly gonna be the Ash gameplay, but there is a small segment of me using the Torid in the simulacrum, and I want to show you guys the power of that weapon. Now, for quite some time now, I've had this build for the Torid that I wanted to try out, and it's basically a 100% status build, and you will see it on screen in a minute. It's a pretty good build. It basically is what it says. It's a status build, 100% of the time procs, and it's a 3-forma build. But you can have it be a 2-forma build by removing one of the V's and have it hammer shot 1 rank down. You will still get 105% status on every shot when you cast an ability with this build. So if you don't have the capability to invest the 3rd forma into the Torid for that extra bit of damage from the crits, you can just run it with 2 forma and it'll still proc 100% status. Now, how good is this weapon? It's pretty bad. Obviously, it's no Torid. It's not Torid. It's not a Tonkor. It's not a Soul Prime. It's not a Simulor. It's not a Sinoid Simulor. It's nothing like that. But it can do some pretty good damage, and it can do some good crowd control, as you can see. Level 130 corrupted bombards, that's a pretty good amount of health for it to take down. And the corrosive procs are really useful. The blast procs can crowd control a lot of people. Now, in the simulacrum, you won't see this weapon shine as much because it's a wide open area. You don't have many corridors to really contain the enemies and really get those procs going. Now, the other build I want to show off is a build I was running on the Jat Kittag the other day. Now, this is a pretty standard hybrid build. I mean, status and crit chance. This isn't the greatest of melee weapons, especially with the current build that I have on it. But it's pretty useful. It can do quite some damage, especially when you get to endgame. I was using the previous build in this Ash gameplay, where I was running primed heavy trauma instead of the shock and touch mod. So I was doing more impact damage, and I was also doing toxin instead of corrosive. So it wasn't that good for endgame. But towards the end of my 45-minute run at this infested survival, it was doing some good damage. And I mean, yeah, I've got the blast mod that allows it to scale based on enemy health, and the infested are kind of weak to blast, but that doesn't really matter. The weapon's pretty good. At around 3.5 combo multiplier, you'll start seeing some rare red crits, and at that point it's doing some pretty good damage, and it's also proccing some nice amount of status. Now I wanted to also have a part where I was testing this out in the simulacrum, but it wasn't working out because, just like the Torid, this isn't a weapon that you can really test in the simulacrum because it's a wide open area, and the Crushing Ruin stance has some good crowd control, and it works really well with the Jat Kittag, with the blast damage on the slams, and like the melee block combo or the pause combo. Those are really good combos for just ragdolling people around, or ragdolling the infested in this case. And since it's a hammer, the Jat Kittag has more finisher damage, and if you get up close and personal to the enemy, you can really do a good amount of damage with the extra finishers. Now, is this endgame viable? Probably. I mean, that's the best answer I can give you. I haven't tested it against like level 150 enemies or level 200 enemies, but I have given it a shot at Soris, and it was doing pretty good. Obviously though, when I tried it against level 130 corrupted bombards, it wasn't doing anything, simply because the corrosive procs would take a while for it to start doing damage, and on top of that, you need to have a combo multiplier built up already by the time that you get to 130. You're probably going to be around maybe 4, maybe 4.5, even if you're really quick with your swings or get a lot of enemies hit at the same time. But in overall, the Jat Kittag build is pretty decent. It can do some serious damage, and it scales pretty good. I don't know how viable it is for endgame, obviously. I mean, it's based on crowd control and finishers more than anything, so I don't know how good it will be. It's probably not as great as something as the Galatine Prime or even the War, but it's a pretty decent weapon, and it can do great crowd control. That's basically it about the video, guys. I'm gonna leave the rest of the gameplay to play in the background if you're interested in looking at it before the video ends. But I'm gonna leave right now before I completely lose my voice. I'm trying not to lose it right now because I kinda need it, let's face it. There's more things that I need to do for you guys to see, and I've found the time now, so might as well, right? Anyway, guys, we'll talk to you in the next.
The longer you fight, the more successful we will be.